Hello team, I hope you are all well. Today I am going to be doing my September TBR and I'm really excited because it is time for Becca's Bookopolathon again. One of my favourite readathons of the year. I absolutely love Becca's Bookopolathon and I'm really excited because I haven't played Bookopolathon in so long because I stopped doing it for my own TBR because of just generally of my slumping and mental health, but I'm really excited to get back to it this time. So I'm really hyped. I'm hoping that the board is going to be good to me. But yeah, if you don't know what Becca's Bookopolathon is about, I will leave a link to Becca's announcement video in the description box down below so you can go and check it out. It is a month-long readathon and you use Becca's Bookopolathon board to roll and pick your prompts and then you pick your books based off of that. So without further ado, oh, I must mention as well that I'm actually away for 2 weeks of the month of September, from the 15th to the 30th of September. I'm on holiday, so we're going to see how this goes. I will be taking books with me, but I will have my Kindle as well, so let's see how this goes, eh? Roll number 1. Okay, so we are going to start on go and we are just going to use the pie so that I know how many I've done because my brain. So let's do the first roll. Of course, I haven't done Bookopolathon in so long, why would it not be a double? 1, 2, 3, 4, we have a TBR vet and a piece of pie in there. Roll number 1 was obviously a double, why wouldn't it be? I haven't played in so long, so of course it's a double. And for this one we got TBR Vet, and I am going to go for something that's been on my shelves for a long time. It's not the oldest book on my shelf, I've got absolutely no idea what the hell that is. But it's been on my shelves for a long time and I want to start off, seeing as we've already got a double, really early with like a graphic novel. So we're going to go for Moonstruck, which I haven't heard good things about at all, but it's about time I got to it and then I could decide whether or not to kick it off my shelves or keep hold of it. But I don't know anything about this one. On the back it says monsters, romance and magical hijinks. Oh my. So we'll see what happens, I suppose, but we're going to go for Moonstruck. It's been on here probably since it came out, so it's about time I got to it, that's for sure. It's definitely a TBR vet, just not my oldest book on my shelves. So we're starting off with a graphic novel. Thank the Lord. And for roll number 2. Oh, fuck off. What's wrong with these dice? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have pattern and text. Sorry, I thought that's a page rune. It says pattern and text. Another double. I think I should probably get some new dye. What do you reckon? We ended up with pattern and text, and for this one I'm actually going to chuck on one of my Patreon buddy reads, and I'm really glad I've managed to get this one on so early, and it is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This does have the text on it and then just birds, there is nothing else on here, so essentially pattern and text. Again, don't know anything about this one, but I am looking forward to it. On the back it says a young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? I think it's going to involve romance. This mother's just come out of prison and I think she's trying to get back into her kid's life. We'll see how it goes. I have heard a lot of people say that it ends with us or November 9 maybe have been their favourite books ever from Colleen Hoover until they read this one. So I am very keen because It Ends With Us is my favourite from her. Oh, lie, Ugly Love is. I completely forgot I'd read that one. Ugly Love is my favourite book from her, followed very closely by It Ends With Us. So I am looking forward to reading this one. Roll number 3. Oh, fuck me. Is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is favourite trope. Oh, I haven't put the pies in. Let's do that now. Roll 2. Oopsie. Roll 3. Third double. Kind of regretting starting off with 6 rolls. I'm not gonna lie. For this one we did get fave trope. My favourite trope is fake dating or friends to lovers. And I did go for fake dating with this one, and I've gone for The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the Literature Book Club pick for the month of September, so I am really looking forward to reading this one. And this is a reread for me. I've already read this book before. We're following Hannah and also Garrett. Yes, Hannah is a very good student at uni, and she finds that in the bedroom she can struggle sometimes with men. She's fine on her own, but with men she finds she can struggle. Garrett one day asked for her help with some tutoring because he's struggling to keep his GPA up and be able to play sport. So he asked for her help, and she ends up asking for his help in return in the bedroom because she wants to make this boy jealous. So they end up fake dating, and it turns out, you know how it goes. I'm really excited to reread this one for Literature Book Club and discuss it with everybody. I did really enjoy this when I read it the first time, and overall I've really enjoyed the Off-Campus series. I do have the Legacy still to read, but I haven't bothered picking it up on the basis that I'm rereading this one. I may end up rereading the rest of the series as well, and then I can read the Legacy at the end. So I'm looking forward to getting to this one. Alrighty, roll number 4. Let's see if we can not get a double on this one. Are you... Oh, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4. TBR Game and a piece of pie in there. This is not going well. Okay, so we are going to do the TBR Game. I am just going to pick in a colour from the Oracle deck. So my kind of changed TBR Game essentially. Honestly, this has been a pretty stressful game so far, and I would prefer to just make things quite easy for myself as it is. So we are just going to see what card comes up first with this and use that as a colour or even the wording or something to pick the book. So let's see what comes up. This can sometimes take some time, so I do apologise if that is the case. It's essentially just whatever's the first card that jumps out the deck or flips over on top or whatever. I shouldn't watch when I'm shuffling because I'm pretty good at it. Now I'm watching on the camera. Come on, Steffi. Okay, sweetness and pink. This makes my life very easy. Thank you so much to the Oracle deck. Okay, our fourth double. At some point I'm gonna have to have a cut-off point because this is getting ridiculous now. This one was TBR Game, and you have seen me use my Oracle deck to pull a card for this one. I decided to just do something really easy that would help me out because here I'm obviously very, very struggling with this TBR. So we went for sweetness. Well, we didn't go for sweetness, that's what fell out of the deck, but we had sweetness. So I can either use the colour or the picture or the word or something to pick my book for this one. And in the end I ended up picking both the word and the colour, and I've gone for Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. This is a romance book. It's not very long at all. And on the back it says faking this relationship should be a piece of cake. I think it's going to be, it's Retta Majors is having a bad day, but that's to be expected when your ex is engaged to your cousin. Instead of totally freaking out, Retta decides to attend the wedding with her amazing, faithful and handsome boyfriend. One problem, he doesn't exist. Duncan Gilmore is living his dreams as a boxing gym owner. The last thing on his mind is a relationship. That's until the baker next door makes him an offer so bizarre he can't refuse. One weekend of pretending to be Retta's boyfriend should be easy. However, shared kisses and flirting start to blur the lines in their fake relationship. When their performance draws a close, will they go their separate ways or return for an encore? So it's got baking, it's got fake dating, which is my favourite trope as I've just mentioned, and it's pink. Not quite the sweetness pink, but it's still pink, so it counts. Okay, roll number 5. Ah, thank Christ. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First person perspective. And a piece of pie. Okay, roll number 5. Finally, we didn't get a double. This one was for a book with first person perspective, and I am going to go for my other Colleen Hoover buddy read with my patrons, which is Hopeless. This is the beginning of a series. I don't know a damn thing about this at all. On the back it says, would you rather know a truth that makes you feel hopeless or keep believing the lies? So I am intrigued. It's a reasonably chunky book, but I am looking forward to getting through this one. I know it's not one of the most popular ones that she has in her backlist, but I am intrigued to get to it. And maybe try and binge the series if I've got time, but we will see, because again, I am away for 2 weeks of the month, on holiday. You know what I'm saying. And what should be the last roll number 6, is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a big book, and a piece of pie in there. Roll number 6 was a big book. This TBR was out to destroy me. I can see that now. Becca, what did you do to this board? For a big book, I have many options. I used to be a fantasy reader, so I have so many big books. However, I don't want to read any of those. I don't have the mental capacity right now. So I have decided to be a little bit easier on myself, but I don't know how easy this one is going to be. I've ended up picking On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. This is a graphic novel, but it's 533 pages long. It's a chunky graphic novel. I don't think I've ever had a graphic novel this chunky. And on the back it says, in the deepest reaches of space, Maya joins the crew of Actis, working to rebuild and restore beautiful broken down structures. As she integrates into the group, we flash back to her time as a rebellious schoolgirl and the events from which she cannot move on, leading her on an epic quest that connects the past, present and future of her and the crew. A story of found family and a lost first love. On a Sunbeam is a masterpiece of space fantasy from an explosive, unmissable talent. Okay, I didn't realise this was a sci-fi fantasy. Lol. But it should be easier to get through because it is a graphic novel and there are areas in here where, you know, there's like almost no text on the page. So I am looking forward to this one. It is a big book, so it counts. Okay, going on to our doubles, we have roll number 7. Which is 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A small book to counteract the big book. Roll number 7 was kind to us though and balanced that big book out with a small book. And I'm going to go for Confessions by Kane Mineto. I think that's how you pronounce that name. I should look into that. And this one is a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. And on the back it says, when Yuko Moriguchi's 4-year-old daughter died at a middle school where she teaches, everyone thought it was a tragic accident. Now it's the last day of term and Yuko's last day at work. She tells her students she's resigned because of what happened, but not for the reasons they think. Her daughter didn't die in an accident. Her daughter was killed by 2 pupils in class. And before she leaves, she has a lesson to teach. But revenge has a way of spinning out of control, and Yuko's last lecture is only the start of the story. In this best-selling Japanese thriller of love, despair and murder, everyone has a confession to make and no one will escape unharmed. It sounds fantastic and I've heard really good things, so I'm very excited about this one. And it is only short. It's 233 pages, so it is quite short and I'm looking forward to it immensely. Roll number 8 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A dice roll roulette. Okay, so for the dice roulette, we are going to roll, see what comes up. Let's hope it's not high. Okay, 6. Which means a book between 273 and 324 pages. Roll number 8 brought us die roll roulette, and you saw me roll what I rolled. I think it was a 6, if I remember correctly. I did the rolls a few days ago. I think it was a 6, which means that I needed a book between the pages of 275 and 324. So I've decided to go for Verity by Colleen Hoover on this one. There's lots of Colleen Hoover on this TBR. I don't know what I'm doing to myself. Who do I think I am? Going for Verity. The book's downstairs. I'm too lazy to go pick it up, so we're going for this one. It's definitely between those pages. I think it's like 313 pages or something, and this one is following an author who basically is being asked by Verity's husband. Verity is the author of a very well-known series and people are crying out for the next and the last final book in the series. However, Verity's been in an accident and she cannot continue the series. So her husband asks our main character, whose name I cannot remember right now, I think it's maybe Olive or something, to basically write the last book. So she goes and lives with them, and she ends up coming across this manuscript that is basically what she thinks is a memoir of Verity's life, and it's very, very dark and disturbing, and she doesn't know what to do with it. And a relationship ends up showing between our main character and Verity's husband, and it's a very bizarre psychological thriller that is very, very good. I've read it before, I'm going to be rereading it, and I'm really looking forward to my reread. So I have chosen Verity for this one. Roll number 9. Oh, piss off. It's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. TBR game again. Okay, so for this one we are going to use a TBR. It's not necessarily a TBR game that I know of for someone specific, but it is on the board, the colour wheel, and it was also inspired by G from Book Roast. She did an entire vlog of reading the colour wheel. So I am going to use a colour wheel that I have adapted. So the original one had way more colours on it than this, but it did not have white and black, and I have just narrowed down the other colours as well, so that there's kind of semi one of each, just to make things simpler for myself. So let's spin. Yellow. Okay. Then we landed on another double, and for this one we got TBR game again, and I decided to use the colour wheel this time, and we got yellow. So I'm going for You're Invited. I don't physically own this book because it's incredibly expensive in the UK, which is unnecessary completely. So I have it on Kindle, and I'm going to be reading this one. I don't know anything about it. It is a thriller. I think some people get invited to a wedding or something, and then somebody dies. I'm thinking very much so like The Guest List by Lucy Foley. That's where my head's at. But I think it's going to be really good, so I'm very excited about this one. Looking forward to getting into more thrillers, to be honest. I've clearly got a couple on here, so very excited about this one. And it is a yellow cover as well. Roll number 10 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Features death. Roll number 10 landed on book featuring death, and for this one I am going for Death Note Volume 2. This was it wasn't a very simple decision actually. I picked an entirely different book before I picked this one up, but as the rolls kept coming, I just wanted to pick something simple. This isn't particularly simple. It's a manga, and we are following a young boy called Light, he's not that young. I think he's about 16, 17. And in the first volume, he comes across this book, which is a death note. And essentially, when you write somebody's name in it, within the next 30 seconds, they're going to die of a heart attack. However, you can write their name in it, a time that and dates that you want them to die, and how you want them to die. And Light ends up taking it upon himself to try and eradicate the world of bad people. However, the FBI end up on his case. Well, not his case specifically, but the case of the person that's doing this. And we also have the Shingami death god as well, who the notebook belongs to. So basically this Shingami death god cannot get the notebook back until Light dies, and that's where we're at. So the Shingami death god kind of stalks Light, if you like, and helps, well, doesn't help him, but you know, hangs around, answers questions, etc. So I am looking forward to carrying on with this one. I didn't expect to enjoy the first volume as much as I did, but I read it for Whateverthon for Spoops' favourite, and I gave it 4 stars. It was really good, so I've ended up buying the rest of the collection, and now I can binge them. So we're going to go for Death Note for a book featuring death, and hopefully our last and final roll number 11. Oh, for fuck's sake. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lowest rated. Then we landed on another double for roll number 11. I don't know how I got this unlucky. Not only that, but we landed on lowest rated as well, which is like the worst thing on the planet. Okay, so let's set up a screen record on my phone so you guys can see what's going to happen here. And go to Goodreads. My books. This isn't entirely up to date. I reckon there might be 100 books missing. I don't know. So we're just going to roll with it. So we're on want to read, and we want to go to average rating. and do a switcheroo. I'm gonna have a rule that it's got to have over 1,000 reviews on it as well, because otherwise I don't think it's fair, because of the way it will average out. So the first one is Running with Horses by Jason Cockroft, which nobody's read yet. I do own that. I got it at Yalk. Then we have The All-Consuming World by Cassandra Court, which only has 624 ratings. And then we have Hyde by Kirsten White, which has 11,063 ratings. Yay. We have this. I was going to unhaul this. In fact, it's been in my unhaul pile for a while now. I've just been meaning to film the unhaul, but we might as well give it a go. I haven't heard great things about this at all. However, I am going to go into this with incredibly low expectations. I also haven't watched Squid Games, which this has had a very big comparison to, and I know a lot of people have said it's got fuck all to do. Like, it's nothing like Squid Games. So I'm intrigued to see where I will fall on this one. On the back it says 14 competitors, 7 days, everywhere to hide but nowhere to run. Come out wherever you are. I believe that it's set at like the end pages are the coolest thing. I do hope I'm on the fence that I love this book, but I don't know. It's set in an abandoned amusement park, and I believe that these competitors need to survive. I think that's it. The challenge: spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize: enough money to change everything. It's not very long. So that's where I'm at with that one. Hopefully our last roll. I can't, if I get a double, I can't really do another one than this. Roll number 12. Oh, thank goodness me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A chance card. Okay, we have the chance cards here. So what do we have? Oh, fuck me. Nice. Where are you? Here. Mood read. Thank the Lord. And then the last and final roll, thank God, was a chance card, and we ended up getting mood read, which is incredibly lucky. I didn't see that coming at all. So for this one, I'm just going to pick something. See what I feel like reading. There's a bunch that I want to read at the moment. I've got Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue, which I really would like to read because I've just finished Her Soul to Take and absolutely loved it. So there's that one. I also have A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I'm keen on getting to. So there's a lot I want to read. I'm also going to be on holiday, so I'll have my Kindle with me. There's a lot on there that I could read as well. So we'll see what happens. I could pick up a graphic novel. I could read just about anything, to be perfectly honest. But I'm glad that I have that flexibility. So on that basis, this is what my TBR looks like. It doesn't look too ridiculous. That Tilly Walden book's fucking huge. But it doesn't look too ridiculous. I do have a lot of Colleen Hoover on here. I'm a little bit concerned about that, I'm not gonna lie. But I need to get through them, so it is what it is. But I'm excited. There's a big mix here of, you know, romance and fantasy. Well, it's fantasy sci-fi here, fantasy here. Thrillers. So I'm glad for the mix. Yeah, other than that, I don't have any other more commitments, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know what else I'll get read, but I am keen, I'm excited. It's always a good time to do Bookopolathon. I am going to take the board with me on holiday with some diet, just in case I get on top of my TBR. I doubt that's going to happen, but I'm going to take them just in case. It's better to be safe than sorry. But I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Chat to me in the comments down below. Are you taking part in Bookopolathon? What are you most looking forward to reading? Do you have a favourite square on the board? And if you got to the end of this book and you want to let me know, but you don't want to chat to me, that's absolutely fine. Leave a die emoji in the description box down below so I know you were here. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.